Child. Anyway, so
Hello, everyone. My name today is actually Jaden Grande, and the boy is mine.
Um. Okay. My name is Amira, and I have just recently joined the 9 to 5 adjacent community. I
Welcome,
somehow, but not. It didn't feel like it's giving roundhouse kick to the throat because 9 to 5
girl.
sounds
That's
like
the welcome.
fun, baby. It's 8:30 to 6.
You get an hour lunch,
Huh. Yeah.
unpaid.
Yeah.
You could tell I've been in the game for a while.
Well, if you factor in the lunch, okay, yeah, that sounds about right. But I don't care about none of that. It doesn't. 8:30 to 6 is still not.
That's ridiculous. I've never worked 8:30 to 6. That's kind of
But okay, it's supposed to be 9 to 6, but they're like come in at 8:30 just so you can, get closer to over. They basically want us to have overtime essentially because I work the weekends, and on the weekends hours are shorter.
maybe they're finessing you. What they're actually trying to do is get you to work more. Yeah, you get overtime, but they're finessing you because you can go in
No,
at
no,
9,
Jaden, I
or you
don't
can leave at
get
5:30.
overtime. I don't get overtime. They want me to get closer to overtime. They want me to get closer to 40. But let me tell you this. Now, this is not my truth, just in case anybody listens, but I know some people who actually forget to clock out for lunch, but have lunch. Somehow they're eating, but they forgot to clock out. Or they clocked in a little bit early, but they wasn't finished eating. So they just didn't do the
Go back and
work.
have lunch.
Correct. Now, that's not what I
Back
do because that's not right.
back to how long's your lunch?
An hour.
Okay. Okay. No, 8:30 to 5 is right.
8:30 to 6.
I mean, 8:36 is right. If you have,
An
it
hour
was
lunch,
9 to
yeah.
6 with the lunch for an hour.
Yeah. Uh, Come on, counting on fingers. It
Okay,
wasn't meant to be a deep dive into my time card.
but it just doesn't make sense. It feels like they're finessing you. Actually, you can get there at 9 o'clock.
Well, okay, so get this. Because clearly you want the girls in my business.
I do.
From Monday through Friday, the hours are going to be 8:30 to 6. If someone works a Saturday, which sometimes I do, then it would be 9:30 to 5. On Sunday, it would be 10:30 to 4. So essentially, you're not working 8 hours on the weekend. You're working like 5 or 6. So if you have off 2 weekdays, they want you to be able to get to 40 by the end of the week or like get a little bit more money. So they're like, come in earlier, basically, because you're not working as long on the weekends. Listen,
Okay.
something about me is it don't even have to make sense. Something about me is I learned this when the job requires a clock in system. Oh yeah, baby, I'm going to get there earlier. I'm gonna clock in, I'm
Mm.
gonna sit down, and when it's time to clock out, I'm not clocking out until I have my jacket on, till I went to the bathroom, till I said goodbye to all my favorite
And
coworkers,
that
till I put
doesn't
my
start
scarf
until six
on.
o'clock.
Oh, it doesn't start till 6 o'clock. No, no, no. Once it hits 6 o'clock, I'm like, shoot, I meant to let me go to the bathroom real quick. Wait, 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 wait.
Right.
Let me go fill my water bottle at the other end of the office.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go ask her real quick about that thing from earlier that's not relevant.
That could be till tomorrow.
And then don't let me get to the clock in app and it's counting down the seconds and if the seconds are at 57. I'm going to stand there until it gets to 59. And then I
Absolutely.
check my phone and I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm at 30 for the next minute. Let me just wait to the next minute. I mean, no, I'm sorry. I don't do that. I don't do that. I clock in and out right on time, baby.
We got her.
I know. I'm like
She's right
incriminated
there.
wage theft.
Mm.
But you said they're finessing me, so it's giving mutual
Oh no, they
arrangement.
finessed you bad, but I can appreciate the hustle.
Well, I won't say too much because I don't want the girls in my full business, even though everybody listens to this podcast knows my business. I'm in corporate America now, baby. So I'm excited about the finesse, to be finessed, and to finesse back.
Yeah, and it's that constant cycle of finessing.
Girl,
Finesse.
those working lunches, I'm not clocking
It's a different
out.
game.
I'm not
It's a
clocking
different
out,
game.
baby.
Are you salary?
Last week, yes, mama. Last week I got overtime and I'm like, how'd I get overtime? It was at lunch. That working lunch pushed me right over. I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I work for 9 point something today? Oh,
That's not gonna last for long.
it was that fire safety training. Huh?
That
What's
may
not
not
gonna
last for
last long?
long.
What, working lunch?
Yeah. Well, you're for profit?
Yes, baby. I had to get out the nonprofit game. Don't ever trust me. You can. This might sound trifling, but you can promise yourself that moving forward, I will be working only for profits.
Okay,
The
and
nonprofit,
I get it, girl. That
I'll support you
that
from
nonprofit
afar.
life ain't no joke,
You think I'm being finessed, baby? The nonprofit,
girl. If I
no
told you the tea that's going on
benefits,
at my job right now, you'd lose it.
girl.
I'm trying
The
to tell
tea
the
that
girls we
you
need to
told me
unionize.
already,
They need to
but most
unionize bad.
nonprofits don't.
They are
Well, that's
getting
true.
abused, like real bad.
Misused and abused. I will never, if I can help it, I will never work nonprofit again because it's just the scammery, the finessery. That's finesse. Because at least in this job, I'm on the clock. Over there, they're just giving out stipends, they're giving out salaries, and they're having you do all these extracurricular events.
And 4 people's jobs all with the same pay that she started off with.
Correct.
And I've been looking at girls like, you didn't ask for more. You said yes. These girls
All
will
I
play
know.
in your face. Real bad.
Oh, they will spit in your face and then be like, it's for a good cause.
And then tell you to clean it up.
Correct. Because the donors are coming.
And then not give you anything to clean it up.
You better use that shirt off your back. Is this for profit? Yes.
Because, well, some of the girls, they don't like overtime at all. But I know, like, the for-profit girls, they don't really give a fuck. But I know
No,
some
I
of the
think that
for-profit
it probably
girls
will become a
care.
thing though. Yeah,
Yeah, because I'm
because
like, not taking your lunch, I think that's what's it called?
no,
Violation
for
of
sure.
your rights as an employee.
Probably, but I'm going to do what? Ride that train. My the person that's above me is out on vacation, baby. I didn't know no better. I just started. I was
It's
the only one in
true.
the office. There was a lot of stuff to do. I didn't take my lunch because I had a lot of stuff to do. It won't happen again. That
Until
way.
tomorrow.
Hello, until the next time you go on vacation. You said you needed a break. How much PTO you have left? And that's another thing. I don't know if your job is like this, but my for profit, baby, there was no PTO.
I'm sorry?
Or was there?
Oh, you mean your nonprofit?
Yeah, at my profit, baby, there's everything.
Oh, I'm like,
I've got
they didn't have no PTO?
benefits. I've got vacation. I've got a bonus. Hopefully, I don't know. They didn't say it. I've got Christmas parties. I've got a coffee machine in the building that I thought I would use more, but I don't. It's really, really fancy, nice touchscreen one. Don't even really have to add nothing to it. If you want to be drama, add a little creamer.
Oh, it's like it comes creamed?
Yes, baby. I just click Cafe Vanilla. I just hit Cafe Vanilla and it pours it up and it's absolutely delicious. Come on down one day.
Yeah.
Come down. I'll swipe you in. Girl, where are we?
Child, beats me. We're on a for-profit show that we like to call. Anyway, with
I would like to
Jaden
see
and
the
Amira.
profit.
Me too. But it's available. Like it's set up. It's set up to do that, but is there any profit? No. And that's okay. We don't need profit. This is not a capitalist organization.
It isn't. It isn't an organization, but I'll take a donation.
A
Because
hefty
if you're
one.
taking profits, it's giving, gotta register for a, what is it called? 401c. But if it's just a quick little, here's lunch money, bling, here's Cash App, here's a Venmo, I'll do that.
Actually, we can do that right now. So if you're listening right now, open your wallets, open your phones, open your Cash App, your Zelle, your Apple Pay, your PayPal, your transfer to bank, I'll give you domestic codes, whatever you need.
Hello.
You can wire
Western
them to
Union.
me.
Yeah.
You can send a carriage or pigeon. We'll figure it out.
That's fine.
Please send money for my Chipotle bowl tomorrow. That's all I'm asking. But yes, we are on a show called Trotting Away, as you know, where the pigeons they fly and bring cash.
Sometimes they bring, sometimes our listeners follow directions. In the beginning, when we used to say, if you're listening up to this point, tell us how you like your oatmeal, and people would do it.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't really been doing it recently, but praise God, a couple people, as in one person, did. I'll keep it cute. I'll keep it anonymous. Last week we said, what is your season ranking? Someone writes in, they say number 1, fall, number 2, spring, number 3, winter, number 4, summer. The reason spring is where it is, they say, is because of Rita's water ice.
Yep.
I spoke to that person today, and they were walking to where? Rita's water ice. And she said to me, something I always do when I go to Rita's, I love to sample stuff that I've had before, and especially when I already know what I'm getting. Get to the window, and she's like, that's interesting. Can I try the Swedish fish? Maybe you've had it a million times. Let me try the so she tries all this stuff. And she's like, okay, thank you. I'm gonna get the mango girl. I feel like mango is the starter flavor. Literally.
Yes. And I get it every time.
Mango Rita's is the glazed donut of water
The Krispy
ice.
Kreme donut of yes.
You had to make the distinction.
Because
and
I
that's
feel
what
like
it takes me, because please don't sit up in here and pretend like you don't get rewards from Dunkin'.
But I'm not getting rewards from donuts at Dunkin'. And when I go to Dunkin', what I'm getting is a strawberry frosted with sprinkles. But when I'm going to when I want a glazed donut, I'm going to go to that Krispy Kreme, and I'm going when the light is on. What are we talking about?
Are you saying donut or donut?
Donut.
Okay, I thought you were giving just like super casual pronunciation of donut.
Donut.
I thought you said, when I want a glazed donut. Some people didn't hear it. I'm going to say it again. When I want a glazed donut.
There's a U.
Anyway, there is a couple of letters. Donut, so it's spelled so nutty sometimes. Let's get back on track. The other thing that we asked last week was 2 of your favorite Black women through time, through history, for pop culture, etc. This person, maybe it's the same person, maybe it's not. They said it was really difficult to choose just 2 Black women. So they gave us a whole list of like 25. They have here Beyonce's son, Aretha Franklin Moon, Maxine Water Rising, Reclaiming My Time, period, Victoria Monet Venus, Tracy Ellis Mars, Kiki Palmer Jupiter, Angela Bassett Saturn, Harriet Tubman Pluto takes me out to the ball game.
Every time. Victoria Monet Venus was definitely interesting, because Venus is like your sign of love. So as we know, Vicky Monet is a freak, so a self-proclaimed one at that. And then what was the other one? Tracy Ellis. Others have mentioned her in our lifetime. Beyonce's son was a reach for this person, but it's okay.
Beyonce's son, I felt was, you know what? I don't want to get dragged. Because, when you have a loyal, it's like attack the ones that aren't listening.
Absolutely.
Why attack a loyal?
And I don't want to attack a loyal, but because she's listening already.
Beyonce's son, I would love to hear more about it. Like, what specific...
What about Beyonce do you put in your son category?
I think also because Beyonce is so hyphenate that it's like, what aspect of Beyonce is giving your son? I just need to know.
That's real.
Okay. So anybody else that's listening, if you've listened to this point, let us know. If you have a mimosa and they're like any kind of juice, what kind of juice are you putting in it? Are you sticking with orange? You doing cranberry? Maybe a little grapefruit juice? The world is your oyster.
With mimosas, they say to put instead of champagne, what's the other drink that they say to put?
Not Prosecco? Like, I don't know.
I think no, Prosecco.
Yeah, Prosecco. I love Prosecco.
What's your juice of choice?
Something sweet for sure. Maybe
or even just like a flavor.
Raspberry.
I feel like naming it juice is kind of weird to me.
Maybe
but like
raspberry.
A flavor of mimosa.
Yeah.
You love a berry. What is
Sit
that?
down, because number one, I don't. I love
you
a
love
citrus.
A cranberry. You love a raspberry. You love a boysenberry. You love a strawberry. Like,
first of all, you look like an elderberry. Now what?
I feel like that was uncalled for.
It was,
I will because not have that.
What's your juice of choice?
My ancestors will be seeing you in your dreams tonight.
Why would you threaten me like that?
Hey, I was letting you know what they told me. Saying I look like an elderberry is wild, and that's why when that elderberry pops into your dream and stabs you, I don't want to hear that.
Elderberry. But first of all, my ancestors, I don't know if they can fight, but they can pray. And they're going to be in my dreams praying against the spirit.
If you don't hang up on that Sunday morning phone call, like, please, Bible study on the phone. I feel like my flavor is definitely, I don't know, because I feel like for certain drinks it changes. Like, because it's a mimosa, like a peach orange would be nasty. Like, that'll take it.
You love a peach.
I don't. Don't. Or even like I've had cranberry and orange.
Cranberry and orange is really good.
Really good. And I'll keep it there. The other day I went to PJ's. Let me tell you the fuck something. You want a good quesadilla? Well, you don't eat meat, but the chicken quesadillas at PJ's, when I say magnificent, they like marinate the meat, and it's just so good.
Now let me ask you this: 2 things. How do we get from Prosecco to quesadilla? Number 2, what is PJ's? Because when you said PJ's, I thought for sure you meant Produce Junction, and then you said quesadilla.
Wellahan's.
Sure. Oh, the restaurant.
I forgot you live in the sticks, but yes, PJ Wellahan's.
The one in Cherry Hill.
I don't think that's the one I went to, but they do have one. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the orange letters.
First name basis. I'm supposed to just know PJ.
Maybe between the rock and the hard place that that you grew up, they didn't have a PJ's, but up here,
oh my gosh, I'm being attacked.
But the reason I jumped to PJ's is because I wanted to talk about the drink I had. They had like a Capri Sun Crash or something. I don't know what it was called, child. You know they love a name for a drink. it was, it was like clear like a Capri Sun, the actual drink itself. When I tell you, absolutely delicious. Like, taste it, and I was like, this is amazing. And then I had my friend try it, and she was like, I don't know what I ordered my favorite drink that I get here. She said, fuck that, I'm getting that for my second drink. And 2 drinks, and I was set. What I like to do I have a question for you. When you go out and you're ordering, what is your process of like picking your food
So, as a place I've never
or
been.
drink? Any place.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan the whole page with a glazed overlook. I'm not going to truly be focusing. My eyes are just going to be like blurrily looking across the menu until the waiter comes. Then I'm going to say, oh, shoot, I just realized I wasn't paying attention to anything I was reading. Can you please give me a second? Then I'll go back in and I'll look again quickly for the 2 vegetarian options. And then I'll decide, okay, well, this one has mushrooms and I'm allergic. So I'll only have that one option. If I don't like that option, then I'll pop over to the appetizer menu and I'll say, soup and salad it is. Close the menu. Yeah. Everyone else was like, I'll take the New York iron steak or whatever they're freaking called. I'll take the flat iron T-bone, whatever, medium well. Me, I'm like, I'll do the Caesar salad and the French onion soup. Then for the drinks, I'm not really a drink girl, just because I grew up having to order water. So as an adult, I'm like, now why would I pay for a drink when I really just want water?
Real.
So that's my process. What's your process?
You're one of the people that I hate. I hate when the waiter comes and you people are not ready. I hate that. Like,
okay. Well, Jen, that's myself. If it's a large group, I'll have time by the time it gets back to me because I only have one option.
I'm talking about 2 or 3 people. And that's you doing 2 or 3 people. I already know because that's how y'all are. y'all the waiter comes, they put the stuff down. My name is Jessica, I'll be right back. What can I get for you to drink? And you say your drink, whatever. We'll do the case of we're just getting waters because when it comes for a drink. You know what? No. When it comes for a drink, I do a certain thing, but when it comes to food, I do a different thing. When it comes to a drink, I'm more likely to ask for a recommendation because like it's gonna be different names and different things in it. So I usually just like to be like, I usually ask the waiter or waitress like, what do you like to drink? And then they give me a suggestion, and it's usually a great suggestion. Like the Capri Sun Crazy Cash Cow, that came from the waitress. I said, what do you like to drink? She was like, that's really good. And then I got it, and it was really good. Versus food, I also quick scan because I hate when it's too many options. I'm not a pro 45,000 options. Like diners stress me out. Like it's too much. So when it comes to diners, I have my favorite selections, and I try to stick with that. But when it comes to food, you scan through, you put like a name pops out, like ooh, right, like scan. I'm like, oh, that sounds good. Keep scanning. Oh, that sounds good. Now these 2 are in this separate section. Keep scanning, and then I pick through whatever my final things were. I also bring in outside decisions. I'm like, I'm just trying to decide between the da, and then
from the waiter.
If we can't decide, then when the waiter comes, I'm like, I'm thinking either this or this. What do you think? And she's like, well, this is usually what it is. This one's very popular. A lot of people like it. It's like, and this one I like, but and I'm like, which one? He's like, well, then they'd be like, well, do you like more spicy? Do you like more? And then we narrow it down that way. But normally I'm big on asking like the waiter or waitress, like, what do you like? Because
so once the waiter walks away, she has your menu or she has your order once she walks away that time?
Yes.
Okay, so then if I'm going out to eat with you, I'll have plenty of time to decide, won't I? Because you're having a full conversation, doing rankings and pairings and
And honestly,
highlighting things on the menu all
I
the
like to
time.
go first. I like to go first because I'm always with. For some reason, I attract people who take too long to order. Because my friends like to talk to me instead of looking at their thing. So they'll talk to me,
I do
and
that.
I'm sitting there looking at the menu. And then when it's my time to talk, they're still looking at me. And I'm like, oh, no, baby. This is your time to now do your research. Like, this is where you're supposed to be in the field. Like, look down, decide what you're getting, and let's move on. But then the waiter
Hello.
comes back and it's like, do you need a few more minutes? And then I'm like, and before I can get my no out, here come, yeah.
No, I will say this, Jaden. Once the waiter has left, that do you need a minute? If she has to do you need a minute more than once, now we have a problem. The conversation can't be that good. I will agree with you there. My thing
I
is,
literally sometimes have to tell people to stop because it will get to that point. People, because sometimes the conversation, baby, it do be that good. No shade. So, like, sometimes, baby, you got to come back. Matter of fact, we'll tell you when to stop. We will
we'll
let
wave you
know,
over.
hun. But most of the time, it's like when they come over, it's best because I usually will figure out what I want while that person is talking. And so while I'm talking to them, they have nothing to do but figure out what they're eating. Like nothing. But sometimes I've had friends who I've placed my order and she's like, I just need a few more minutes. Like, still has not been able to make a decision. And I'm like, girl, it's 4 things on that menu. What are you struggling with?
For me, I think it's just because for the most part, I just really don't be caring for real. Like, I'm not the girl that's gonna be like, oh my gosh, this feels like a really big decision. This one, it's fine. That one, you said it was. It's edible for me. I can eat it. There's no meat in it. There's no mushrooms in it. Okay, yeah, I'll do it. You said it's a little bit spicy. I'll risk it today. It's fine because I'm just like first of all, I already don't even want to be having to spend my money. So the fact that I am,
Oh
you think I would
God.
take extra care to like order the right thing, but I'm like, baby, everything is equally
I'm
good.
looking based on price. As long as it's below a certain
Not
threshold.
even, not eat. Well, I wish, but because they love for the vegetarian. Don't let a substitution be into play. The Impossible Burger to 450. So I can't even look at the price. It's
No.
really just a matter of this restaurant, the quality of all the food across the board is just about the same, and it's all going to be up for personal preference, really. Like, it's not even nasty because they don't make it well, it's nasty because you don't like it. So really, I'm ready to risk it. And when it's not good, I'm like, whatever, pack it up to go. I'll doctor it up later slash throw it away. I just can't. But fortunately, in my recent experience, I've been to places where literally everything on the menu is good, and it shows in that price.
So yeah.
So it's like, okay, whatever, I'll do. Literally, it doesn't matter.
I'm thinking I had
I'm
some really good
just,
dining experiences recently.
yeah, like
That's why I'm asking about
not.
food.
I'm not a food girl for real. Like, you just saw what I have for dinner.
I did.
I eat to live, Like, I do. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love me a moment. I love a delicious something. I love a flavor. But if, let's say, all day I was at work and I had a taste for like Chinese food takeout or whatever, once I get home, I'm looking at that refrigerator and I'm gonna make something shake that way. I just don't, and guess what? I'm gonna be satisfied because I'm full
You are
now.
so better than me. You Scorpios are something else. Let me tell you something. If I am craving something, I will drive halfway across the world to go get it. Like, and that's not true because I definitely be like, that's too far and I'm not doing it.
Of
But
course, within reason. Yeah.
I will go. Like, I want to. Let me just tell you about my weekend of food, and then we can move on. On Thursday, or no, Saturday during the day, or one of these days during the day, I went to the Spanish spot that's so good, but it pissed me off because I guess I got there like within the last 2 hours of the day. So, they have nothing at that point. But still delicious. It just wasn't what I normally get.
Mm-hmm.
Then on Thursday was when I had PJs. Friday I went to that could really be my moment of the week, but I can't drag my friends for real. But I could. We can.
Well, maybe after this, just send me a name.
Yeah,
Just text me a name.
yeah. Went to this place called Sampan in Philly.
I never said
And
that. Hold on, because that's right. Literally a hip, a hop, skip, and a
which
jump.
we can discuss post because I was going to hit you up, but we can
Baby, I was
discuss
busy.
post. I know, and you had work the next day, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Went to Sampan, and they have like, have you been?
I've walked past for sure. They're always so packed.
Very packed.
And I just can't.
But it's like it was so good, girl.
It was
so
good. So it's worth the packed.
She's a coin.
A thick coin. Yeah.
Not a huge coin, but don't go there expecting to spend like $40. Like
no,
you're probably gonna spend like probably 80.
Yeah.
And then I went to like a hot pot place. Girl, it's too much. It's too much. If you don't know, a hot pot place is like where they bring out the ingredients and you kind of cook the food for yourself. Me, as we all know, I that's not my gig. I'm not a fan of cooking. Though after these renovations are done, I'm going to be Gordon Ramsay in this house.
I know that's right.
Okay, I'm going to be Remy the Rat.
Of all the famous chefs to choose,
I chose the most famous one. I sure did. So so that place is cute because it's like an all you can eat, but not like buffet. It's you get a menu of all these meats, like dumplings and a whole thing of vegetables and broth and noodles and whatever. And then on the back it was like a barbecue version of some meats and like some other things. And you get to pick as much as you want. So when they say all you can eat, it's like I want this thing, this, because you pay like one price for your experience. But mama, let me tell y'all something. Order little, then keep ordering because you can always keep going. Like you can always say like, okay, now I want this, now I want this, now I want this, now. If you don't finish, you have to pay a fee. Like if you have leftover food, you have to pay an extra fee on top of the price that you paid for your session. It's like a 2-hour eating session. I didn't realize that until everything was ordered. So I was very full.
What's this?
Bit over full, like full. And I'm like, what are we supposed to be doing with that? So I just put it into my pot and then let it cook and then let it look like it was done because I just couldn't take it no more. It was too much food.
Jada, where was it?
There's one near me. Yeah, there's one near me. Yeah, but they have them everywhere at this point.
I thought you were back in Philly, and I was like, "Girl, you kept coming over that bridge for food. It might be too much." Yeah. 2-hour eating session. So you're basically. That sounds. Well, what's the price? Let's start there.
It's like $30.
That's it. For 2 hours of food.
2 hours of nonstop food, if you want it.
And then what was the fee?
$30 per person.
Well, yes, of course.
Yeah. The fee is $14. So yeah, you want to finish, but if I would have known that, I would have made a better game plan. I would have ordered little and then kept building, but I was eating with my eyes, and I said, that one, 2 of these, 1 of these, and that. Thank you.
Not cute.
And then they bring it out, and I'm like, good. And then I'm midway through, and I said, this has definitely taken a turn, and not for the best.
That Now that kind of a place sounds like something I could get into
It's
because it's
it's
an
and it was delicious.
experience and it
It
sounds
was
like a lot of
absolutely
fun.
delicious. It is fun. And I can imagine it's even more fun. It was just me and my god sister, but I can imagine it's like
Oh,
with 4 or 5 people. Like it would be a time. Because I
it's a
went
whole
to a place like that
experience.
a while ago with a group of people, but I looked at the waiter and I said, "Can you make my food, please? I can't." Because I didn't know what
Please.
it was like until we were already there, and I said, "Wait, we have to cook it ourselves. Why didn't y'all tell me that? I would have stayed home." And then and it was for somebody's birthday, and I was like, "Girl, I would have stayed home. I'm so sorry."
Not you
And
working for her
then
birthday, please.
and I said, "Mama, can you please cook it for me?" And she did.
That's like when you go to hibachi and you're like, okay, can y'all just click it in the back? I'm not interested in the show. Thank you.
Okay, I don't need the production. Can you just like bring my food
Just
out
make
and
it.
like hurry up?
Thank you. Thank you.
No, I'm
It's so
very pro
embarrassing
production at Hibachi.
when you have to throw your neck back to catch a piece of broccoli. It's so embarrassing. Like
And
you're
or when they
unhinging
do
your
the
jaw
sake,
out of the little boy shaped. I'm always like, no, thank you.
and it's they always trying to expose the freaks. Like I don't understand what that's about. Like it's always some like sexual tension that comes with that experience. Like what is that?
Okay, so we're going to different experiences because every time I go there, just so happens to be a child at our table, and they always pick the little
Oh,
child to do it. They picking you? Are you the freak or?
I've been the freak every once in a while. I'm talking about when they do it with the liquor, when they do it with the alcohol,
I've
not
been
with
the
the
freak.
when
Yeah,
they
yeah,
do
yeah.
it with the food. Yeah, that's everyone. But when they've done it with the liquor, they do like they squeeze it and you just let
Hmm.
the liquor come out. And I'm like,
I'll be
and
the
you, just keep, and you just
freak.
keep your mouth open. But it's like it's such a like they're like it's such a weird experience. Like they're always
Yeah,
choosing
it is
someone
pretty freaky.
that's going to be freaky. And it's like, what is this? What is this benchmark test that y'all are trying to do? Like, who's the biggest freak at the table?
Yes.
Y'all giving
And
out
you're gonna win
awards?
every time in the back.
Well, that means I gotta give out the award.
Child, what's your moment of the week? Because I know mine.
No, go ahead.
That. So now it's time for moment of the week. This is where Jaden and I 40 minutes into the show discuss things this week, last week, next week, whenever week that made us say,
Mm-hmm.
hmm,
It did.
huh.
Hmm.
Anyway, and I'll go first, just because why not? So I, to no one's surprise, at the train station,
No.
and no. So I'm getting my ticket because this is a different one. This is a train to New Jersey. So it's the one where you got to get your little ticket before. Can't jump the
Oh.
turnstile. Ugh. So I'm getting my ticket, and this woman comes up to me. I don't know what her situation, housing wise, financial wise, was. She comes up to me. She's like, excuse me. Can you buy me some food? Can I have money for food? I'll literally let you buy the food. Like, I'm starving. And this was true. I said, "Oh my gosh, girl, I wish I could. My train is literally about to come. Like, I'm not about to miss this train because it's the next one's in 30 minutes." I didn't say all that, but I said, "Ooh, I wish I could, but my train's about to come. I don't have any cash." And I was telling you this before, Jaden, when people always ask me for money or food when I don't have cash and when I'm only surrounded by the most expensive establishments that I don't even eat in.
Right.
But like I said, you can always follow me to this Dunkin'. Um, so she's like, okay, thank you. So then I get my ticket and I go through. She sneaks through with somebody else, and I'm like, dang, I should have snuck through with her. So we're on the train platform now. She's doing the same thing with everybody else. Hey, please, I just need some food. People are ignoring her. People are, doing this, doing that. She gets to this one lady, she gets to this guy, and she's like, do you speak English? He's like, no. Do you speak Spanish? Mm-mm. What language do you speak? Mm-mm. So then she goes to the next lady. She says, do you speak English? She's like, no English. I don't speak English. Do you speak Spanish? She says, yeah, I only speak Spanish. Sorry. I don't. Well, she said it in Spanish. I only speak Spanish. And she said, okay, comer. Like she's literally speaking Spanish at this point. She's like, I need some food, basically in Spanish.
Right.
And she's like, her friend is sitting next to her, and the woman who supposedly doesn't speak English is like, she doesn't speak English. And she says that in English. She's like, she doesn't speak English. She's okay. Well, what language does she speak? I speak all the languages. So then she's like, she speaks French. She thought she got her. She thought she had her. Tell me why Miss Girl starts speaking French. Now at this point, you should know I am fully faced away, headphones on, but my music is paused.
Yeah,
I'm clocked in. I'm tuned in. I
you
need to
have
hear.
to be paying attention because this
I need
is
to know
hilarious.
in case the pops off. I need to know. So because the reason I paused the music is because before that she said, "All of you guys suck down here. I'm going to tase everybody." So I said, "Hold on now,
Girl, you know my train coming. Don't piss me off.
Hello, baby, please," because people are waiting for me. People wouldn't pick me up. But obviously she's pretending because there's clearly nothing in her pocket. But it was like, okay, she's silly, she's fun. So the lady who speaks French, she's like, she starts asking her for money in French, and I was so impressed. I literally was like, dang, should I give her my Tupperware, my lunch in it? Like I was like, I have my cookie, here's my candy. I have nothing to give her. I'm like, I'll give her anything because she's really giving.
She's chewing it.
No, for real, she was serving. So the woman who speaks French starts reaching in her bag to and the woman says respectfully, she's like, I'll back up, like, just so you know, I'm not gonna grab anything out your bag. Which I'm like, word, because me personally, I'm walking on the street by myself. I'm not digging in my pocket to get nothing for nobody. No. So she backs up, and tell me why her Spanish speaking friend is like, girl, no. She like stops her from giving. And the girl's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, she's about to give me some money. Why are you getting involved? Mind your business. Like, this is literally what she says. And I'm listening like, why is she getting involved? Like, why are you minding her? So she's like, no. And she's like, what are you telling her? Yo, stop. Like, she about to don't listen to her. She starts talking to her friend. Don't listen to her. Ignore her. Give me the money you was about to give me. Don't pay. Here. This is what she gonna give you. She hands the girl, and I did turn around, so I did see two shiny She hands her $2 coins. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's worth $2, but yeah, you wasn't. So the girl at first, she thinks it's quarters. She's like, yo, are you serious? She's about to give me some cash. Like, ma'am, please don't listen to your friend. She's being a hater. And then she started, it was a little bit manipulative, but I'll let her have it. She's like, please, whatever God laid on your spirit to give me, bless me today. You feel called by God to bless me with somebody. And I'm with her like, yeah, she did. She did feel called.
She did feel called. She did.
She did.
God said, use the tongue of the people. That
she literally did.
She literally used the tongue of that lady.
So the lady's like, no, the woman who doesn't speak English, supposedly, who is talking to her friend to not give her money. She's like, no, this is what she wants to give you. And she's like, why did you do that? And she's like, no, it's fine. This is what she was going to give you. She's like, no, she was not. She said, ma'am, please, like $5 more, please. And she's like, no. So then the girl turns around and she's like, give me the money or I'm going to tase you. She puts her hand in her pocket. It's giving fake bank robbery with no gun. It was so funny. She said, I'm going to tase you. Then you're going to be shaking like this. And she starts like pretending like she's getting
You're lying. This is a dream.
Jaden, I was so tuned in. I'm like, I can't laugh because then she'll know I'm listening. So I'm watching like, yo, she's so funny. Like, I wish I had something to give her. So then she's like, she walks away. Then she turns around and she's like, listen, thank you so much. God's going to bless you. To the woman that gave her the money. Thank you for the money. And then she goes to the other lady. I'm just kidding with you. I'm just playing with you. Here, I'm playing with you. And she gives her a hug. They're hugging. She's like, listen, thank you. I'm just playing with you. It was all love. It was just jokes. All right. Have a good day, guys. And skips out of the train station. Jaden. That was my moment of the week because number one, why did you feel it in your heart to stop what was in her heart? Like, to me, that is just very weirdo vibes.
So haterish.
That's so weirdo.
And not even like fun hater. Like, it's not like fun, like hate on this thing. It was like, I actually don't want this other person's survival to be like
she had it to give. So why are you pressing her? And she was about to
see me play. Like, what happened?
Come on, Jean-Michel, give her.
This is a potential mother. Like, she's sitting here speaking to you in your language, asking for some kind of thing. She took the effort to learn the language to be able to ask these questions, and you're trying to deny her the thing that was about. She was literally about to get blessed, and you blocked her blessing. That comes around.
Like, I'm trying to think what in the mental It's one thing to be in the car and be like, girl, just roll your window up. And they not hearing you. I mean, it's still kind of, inhumane or whatever. But to have the person standing directly in front of you, seeing you actively say no, no, no. I'm sneezing because I'm sick of it. Oh my gosh, that was a real sneeze though.
Mm.
Thank you. She blocked that blessing.
She did. And her day will come.
And that's my moment of the week. I don't know what her day will do. But I don't want to be there for
the
it.
other lady ate. Like, she gave a show. She was
No, she was
comical.
so
She full body into the comedy. Like, she chewed it.
It was so good. Like when she demonstrated, I'm gonna tase you and you're gonna look like this. Physical comedy. It
And
was
she did
so
not
good.
have to. She did not have to do all that, but she committed
She
to the
didn't have
bit.
to. It was so
You know
funny.
what?
I'm like,
You see the girls are shooken up. Y'all know nothing of the commitment to the craft. Y'all know nothing.
Could never commit in such a way. No. Anyway, the moment of the week. I mean, at the time that I first told the story, the day when it happened, I was like not telling it from a funny place because I was so disgusted. Like, hater, like you're so weird, hater,
big hater.
But now I'm telling the story it's funnier because of the tasing part. It was just so funny because like you clearly do not have a taser.
And I'm happy that it was such a saga. Like, it was starting off with you. This is called writing. This is called story. Like, this is interesting. Like,
this is a full character arc. Yeah.
Literally, like, you interacted with me. I want to help you, but I gotta rush to get to my train. She sneaks down. Like, she's kind. She's like, do you speak English? No. What language do you speak? Like, girl, I got them. She's like, I speak every language. She speaks French. But because at that point, it turned into a test. It turned into
it did. Because I know she picked the most random language. She did not didn't even speak French.
She probably spoke English.
Oh, they both did.
And faked the accent because she said no.
Basically. I will say I've never tried that, but pretending like you don't speak English is next level. Next level nasty.
Like,
next level.
Say no. Just say no.
Just say no. It's the same in every language, or most language. It's just say no.
Just say no.
No, thank you.
But to say it with an accent is crazy. Though I definitely do that when I'm at work and I'm working with people who speak Spanish. I literally say what I want to say in English with an accent. But then I started learning some of the terms that I need to know for the paperwork, and so that was helpful. But at first, I would just say it low, point, and like tap what I need them to do, and I would just say it with some kind of accent, and it would get the job done.
And you know what's so funny? Because I told my coworker whose second language is, or I guess their first language isn't English, and she was saying like, "Oh yeah, it's difficult sometimes because I don't know the word for certain things." I said, all you have to do is say, "How do you say?" and then say whatever word you want to say with American accent. And then we'll have to try to figure it out and point to some stuff because that's what I do. I'll just learn how do you say in that other language. Como se dice water bottle? Girl, I don't know. That's English. Like, did you say do they comforter? Where are they? Where are they? Okay, so you said your whole sentence in English, but you said the first part in Spanish, and it usually helps. What's your moment of the week?
Yeah, my moment of the week.
You just said you speak fake Spanish by just speaking English with an accent, and my saying the first part in the language and then the rest in English is just like
because
the worst.
That's a little ridiculous.
How do you say how do you say go ahead. It's not ridiculous. It's a great idea. Go ahead. Try it next time. It works.
I will. I'm gonna try. Como se dice photographer? But then
exactly.
I'm gonna just say it with the accent on the end. Como se dice? I can't even do it right now because it's too embarrassing.
Exactly. Yeah, I knew that you were. I was like leaning in, but
you were waiting.
No
it was. I feel like everyone leaned in just a little bit. I'm not doing it.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
but I'm going to start saying "Como se dice" and then say the word with the Spanish accent or whatever accent is needed. And I don't care if you speak French or not. I'm going to say "Como se dice." Um. uh. So my moment of the week has to do with the school board in my town and their meeting that they hosted. So a few weeks ago, they have them once every 2 weeks. The last meeting I attended in person, I ended up speaking during the public whatever comments and basically just address like the lack of accessibility when it comes to even being able to just find these meetings or find out about them because they also live stream it, but the live stream can only be found on a Facebook link that is named something that has nothing to do with the school system. And it's called like, I'm gonna make up a different town. A greater Winscott podcast. And it's like, what is this, baby? Why are your board meetings and stuff on here when you are Winscott public school system? Oh, okay. So that's what I said at that point. I said if I was a new parent coming into the district, you complain that they aren't involved, but how are they able to find out about these different things? I'm like, we have to look at things as if we're always trying to target a new person coming into whatever we're trying to do. And so whatever. So then the next meeting was yesterday, and while I was at the gym, yes, girls, I'm back at the gym. Child. We won't get into that. Like we could, but I'm not. I'm listening to the meeting and I joined late, but the teachers are there, students are there, parents are there, whatever, faculty, whatever. And the students are advocating for themselves. And I was just so proud. And I was just gleaming and I was just like clapping my hands in the gym. People are looking at me crazy. But I'm just like, I'm so happy that these students are doing this. And they're saying like very profound things about like y'all say y'all care about students, but what about the teachers? Like, how are they supposed to foster a better environment for us if you aren't investing into them as well? The same way you say you're investing into us. Was going in and was like, then this white man came on trying to be a savior, which I have other problems with him because I've seen how he's interacted with people within the town at random things. Like I was getting food once and he's kind of berating this girl who's working there, which okay. So then another student comes up, talks about their issues, and then this other even older white man comes up and it's like school is not for fun. It's about educating and building discipline.
He's old, you said? Or older, I guess.
Super. And then another student comes up, I guess, he said, but why are students being disciplined? They don't even know what they're doing inappropriately or better ways to manage the feelings that they're having or the way they want to let out whatever anger or upset. Like, if all we do is punish them, like, how are they ever supposed to succeed? And that's what a student is saying to a room full of adults. Which that's what I was just so like, the future is all, even standing in darkness, it's a reminder that the future is bright. And it's just like these students are so smart and they're doing what needs to be done. And my issue with the school board, and the reason why it's my moment of the week, is I'm sick of the lies. These people will sit here and say week after week that we need participation, we need parents to show up, we need students to show up, just for students and parents to show up, and then no one say anything about what was requested. Like when I spoke about the accessibility thing, after that, when only the superintendent talked about it, when it was time for the board members to talk about it, mind you, the weeks prior, there was a Facebook post that someone, a part of my activist organization, had posted that someone was under doing all this commenting, come out to the meetings. If y'all have issues, come out to the meetings, Then at the next meeting, you are talking shit about this person and all these other parents that had so much to say But then when we show up to the meeting, you said nothing. And
Ooh,
when
ooh,
this
ooh.
parent that you was talking about at the last meeting got to the mic and said what he had to say, you then turn around. We thank the cheerleaders for their great season and the basketball players. Thank you. That's all I have to say is about sports. But y'all continue to complain how there's no participation. But then also, do y'all send out text messages or emails about the meetings in general? No. Are you out canvassing trying to get more participation from parents? No. Are you sending out surveys? You're not doing anything. But all you're going to do is keep complaining. And I just don't understand how the people who have the power to make a change are going to complain about how people not showing up is the reason that they're going to keep doing you wrong. In this last meeting, and this is my last point, I'll move on. In this last meeting, they're saying we need students to show up to tell us the other half of the story. We only hear one side. We want to hear both sides of the story. 2 minutes later, in same speech, we did a walkthrough of the schools and we were just so heartbroken by all the issues we saw. So what's the truth? Like, you saw the full story right there when you went and you're doing nothing about it. So stop with the gaslighting as if parents not showing up is the reason you won't provide better for their kids or even for your own, because some of y'all keep throwing out that y'all have kids in the district that gets favoritism, that can stomp out other kids on camera but then still play in the basketball game. And the superintendent is trying to suspend coaches, something he literally can't even do, trying to suspend a coach because he sat a student, like a star player, because he didn't get good grades. And you
wait, the superintendent was mad at the coach for benching a okay.
And you came out onto the field and y'all into an arguing match in front of the entire school and people who are here to see the show. I mean, to see the game.
The show,
I'm
sure.
Gay. The game.
Was it a field? That's really the question. Was it even a field?
Okay.
You said the kids got onto the field. I don't know if it was a field.
No, it was a stage. But it's still like it's just so interesting to me. Like, I hate when people do that and make it seem like this one thing is the problem when you actually have no intentions of doing anything about anything, and you're really just here to waste people's time, money, and resources. And
for sure,
whenever you get a chance to acknowledge the parents, you always talk down on them or talk about how they're not involved, as if people aren't working 3 or 4 jobs currently to provide for their families, as if people have been slaved all day to then have to come home and then still have to run a household and take care of these kids that y'all keep doing wrong and y'all keep suspending and y'all don't like. And then for the old white man to get up there and talk about discipline when we're talking about predominantly black children know about discipline because that's the only way people ever seem to respond to them in their interactions. In the next meeting I will likely be at, and I have a few things to say to them because I just don't understand how the cognitive dissonance. Like, you can't be saying this one thing and put no action behind actually making that come true. Because I don't think I actually want them there. I think I just want to keep complaining that they're not there, but you don't even, when they are there, listen to what they're having to say or fill them in on what you're having to say. Because when it's time to go over like the agenda, you say, we would like to hear from the financial department. Everything we have to say is on the agenda. Thank you. We would like to hear from the recreational department. I'm making stuff up. Everything we have to say is on the agenda. Thank you. We would like to hear from the logistic department. Everything we have to say is also on the agenda. Only thing that needs to be corrected is this person says that they were in attendance and they were absent. Thank you so much. And then you say that when it's time to say yes or no, are we all in favor of passing articles 1 through 7? Like, you're combining everything that y'all want to do into one thing. The ayes have it. Can we adjourn? Like, y'all are wasting people's time. Stop. Like, stop pretending like you. Clearly not. Y'all are performing. This is a performance. And I can't wait to go. When I go up, I'm gonna be like, I need popcorn and a drink and a bag of gummies for the show that I'm about to watch, because y'all get up here and y'all perform and y'all do this exclamation of characters and dialogue that literally means nothing because you're doing nothing about the actual issues we're facing besides complaining that parents are the reason. And I hate people who are like, parents aren't teaching their kids at home. Maybe valid, but then when they get to school, they don't got no teachers either. So what are y'all talking about? Y'all keep trying to blame a teacher shortage. The teacher shortage has been going on since 2021 and beyond. Get creative. Figure out something else to do. Like, some of y'all get paid to do this. What are y'all in these offices doing? Superintendent, when parents come to you about issues, stop trying to go on dates with them. Like, y'all want me to wake that tea up. Clearly, like, I can wake it up for y'all.
Text me a name.
I'll text you a few.
Let me tell you something, Mr. Jaden Cohen boys. I used to love these open floor town hall like meetings when the girls, aka the mothers, would come with their torches and their notes prepared to get the board together. I used to love it because the audience would really they would really amp it up. Like, yeah, what about it, huh? Answer a question. You didn't answer. And they would like advocate for these people. Unfortunately, my school board meetings from when I was in high school, I remember going to, they were not as exciting. It was mostly like, and here are our October student of the month. Like, it was that kind of stuff. I don't know how many schools are in your district. It was literally in my district, and it might be the same in yours, a elementary, middle, and high school, aka elementary and high school, because the middle school is in the high school, so there was nothing to talk about and the parents were the board. So this big town things you have going on are not relatable to me. But I also love the fact that, and it sounds sarcastic, but I'm being genuine. We had graduated high school almost 10 years ago, and you're still so involved in this way. I love it because, some girls get up on their podcast, me, and they just talk about stuff, but they don't always put that action to the action. Like, baby, I'm not gonna say too much on what the board's doing because I'm not going to the meetings. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm out the school. And I'm not going back anytime soon, hopefully. But I love that because, I did my service in other ways with the youth themselves. I just don't feel like talking to adults who are supposed to care about children it's more frustrating than talking to the children who need the care. Like the children who are acting out and doing the most because they don't have the support. I would rather deal with them than with the adults who are not giving them the support. So honestly, kudos to you for going in there. I hope that next week you rip out proverbial edges and get the girls together.
I'm going to absolutely try because the girls need a good gathering. It's very unfortunate that they sit on their platform and do nothing about the actual issues besides say we want more of y'all to come out. It just doesn't make sense to me. And it reminds me, and we can end this on, I started reading Teaching to Transgress by Bell Hooks. And she talked about how pre-integration, when in her schooling, the teachers cared about the child's home life. Like they knew their parents, they knew where they lived, they knew how much money they were bringing in, and it was a sense of community that stretched past just you come to my classroom and I teach you here. It was, I care about your well-being overall. And it's just interesting how we're in a predicament where it's low-key pre-integration because it's mostly Black people in these schools, and y'all say y'all care about these kids. A lot of y'all have kids in the district apparently that get favoritism, but they have friends. These kids have friends. You know their parents. Like, why aren't you doing more to make sure these kids' parents know what's going on with their children? Because you don't care about children, and it's okay to say you just want to hold the power as if you do. But the moment you realize all you're doing is saying yes and no to a bunch of policies, and y'all are half-assing the whole process, you should have fucking left. But because you didn't, and then you're also not in the midst of it trying to do more, it's really disheartening. And you want us to sit here and care when you fucking don't care. So why would we come express our grievances, for y'all not to even fake write it down to say something after it's time to. The only person who says something is the superintendent, and I think that's because he has to. So like the fact that the board, when it was time to talk about what was going on Facebook, y'all had so much to say. Y'all was berating, y'all was doing all that. We show up with the person whose Facebook post y'all had so much to say about. You run from person to person to they hear this person here, this person here. You did all that, and then when it came time for you to speak, you started talking about cheerleaders and basketball players, which sure they did well, but that's not all that was on the docket, baby girl. So it's giving y'all need to get shaken up, and we can do that. We can do that. And I think as a person without a child, I have no skin in the game, which I think makes me available to just see it without emotion. Like this has nothing to do with me trying to protect a child. This has to do with me seeing what y'all are doing and how wrong it is. And it's just very unfortunate and really disgusting of what's going on. So we'll see what unravels from this. It should be fun.
We're in the hood now, baby. He said, if you shake this table, you're going to get shook.
Shake this. You might get
Don't
shook.
shake. Don't shake. Unless you're ready to get shook.
It's the hour in. Please can we move on?
It's the hour in, but yeah, I mean the Oscars. Oh, sorry, the catch. Now it's time for the catch. The first thing is follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Child Anyway Pod, TikTok at Child Anyway the Podcast. Now I'm about to have to really start tapping back into my talking fast self. I don't know. No need to talk fast. This is perfect because we are running out of time, and I have literally written down that I don't know anything that's going on in the world because I am just so out of touch with pop culture. Like I don't get on what's it called, TikTok anymore. I'm barely on Insta. I'm barely on Twitter. Pinterest doesn't have current events. Obviously, the news is just news. They're not giving you pop culture. Well, unless you go to e-news, whatever, But I don't know what's going on with the girls. People are like, oh my gosh, do you see this trend? Baby, I have never heard that TikTok sound in my life. I don't get the joke. It's giving grown. It's giving, I don't know what's going on. I got on Twitter one day. I found out that the Oscars were happening or they already happened. At that point, I don't remember which. I just can't even believe that they're still having this award show. I feel like whenever I stop paying attention to something, I'm always shocked when other people still do. It's very nutty of me because, like, of course the Oscars still come on and of course people still are tuned in. Anyway, the Oscars happened. Some people won, other people didn't. I think some Black people won. I know at least one or two did. If anybody knows the truth of that, or if they watched it and there was something really cool or revolutionary that happened during it, let me know.
I doubt.
Yeah, I don't know. People looked good, so other people didn't. I mean, it's
the normal.
I can vividly remember season 1 of this show talking about the Oscars, and I'm like, baby, we still talking about this?
And I don't care. People were snubbed, people were not.
I don't even know.
It started. I do know that I think it started late, or they had to cut off some time or do whatever because protesters were outside and they were blocking them from getting in.
What were they protesting?
Yeah, Palestine.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, that's really
for
good.
Palestine. Yeah, but
yeah,
it was stellar. So
that's good.
Absolutely.
I wish they got on the stage. Somebody should have left the back door open. Not allies.
What was it? Mark Ruffalo? No, that's not Mark Ruffalo. I forget his name, but he was the only person I saw like actively speak, and say something about like Gaza.
It could have been Mark. It could have been Mark Ruffalo. That sounds like something he would do.
I think it is him, but I be getting people mixed up, and sometimes it'd be the nose that's the only thing that looks different, and it'd be a whole different person.
Girls, sometimes it'd be the suit. It'd just be what they got on.
Okay, it'd be the way the hair is styled that day, and I'm like, who is this? But I'm pretty sure it's Mark Ruffalo, but child, it could be anybody.
It could be anybody. Speaking of anybody, Arnold Palmer, always difficult to say for me. So I don't say it. Recently, I did just so happen to get on Twitter this day, where there was a discussion. This girl says, "What do you guys call Arnold Palmer's, where you're from. Where I'm from, I call it a twisty, twisty light cap or something silly that I've never heard of. And she's like, and I'm from New Jersey. This is what I don't like about being from New Jersey. The state is the size of a postage stamp, yet everybody there is acting like it's a full country. Because I was just about to say, girl, you have to clarify because it ain't all of us, baby. The state is not even that big. To break it into three
Okay.
parts is just so extra, but I'm going to do it every time.
Let me see.
I am going to call this drink.
Well, two.
Please, Jada, not you. I am going to call this drink a half and half. Or I might even go the long route and just straight up say iced tea lemonade. Like I might even get specific.
Okay. My thing is, and I too call it a half and half. My thing is, I have never heard someone order an Arnold Palmer.
It's
Never
hard to
heard it
say.
ordered. No one's ever ordered it because everyone calls it a half and half. So all these names that they keep making up for this drink, it doesn't make sense to me because when it's time to order it, you don't call it that. You don't call it an Arnold Palmer when you're ordering it. You call it, can I get a half and half? Or can I get half tea, half lemonade? Or can I get a tea lemonade mix? Like, I've never heard it. I'm about to be 26 years old. And I've been living in New Jersey for 26 years and have never heard someone request an Arnold Palmer from a person who served food or drinks. Now,
the only time I heard it was on TV one time when someone ordered one at like a country club. That's what I've kind of learned what it was. I was like, oh, what is that? And then they were like, oh, whoever was with, oh, it's just iced tea lemonade. Oh my gosh, is that what people
I
call
don't
it?
even
Why
know
do they
who Arnold
call it
Palmer
that?
is.
I think he's a golf player, and when you order like Arizona's, he'll be on the can, but even still, it says half and half on the can. I don't even think I say half and half. I'm kind of lying a little bit. I think I always say iced tea lemonade because
I say half and half.
I really want to be specific because I don't want you to go in the back and pour me a glass of that pre-made. I want if you have iced tea and lemonade individually, I would like them to be mixed together. I don't want the drink that's like manufactured already to taste like that because it tastes different when you buy it like that versus when you mix it yourself.
Versus, yeah. And for my family in South Carolina, they call it a Tiger Woods.
I know that's right. So then Arnold must be a golfer. I don't like the name Arnold. It's kind of hard to say for me.
It's Arnold.
The R, like it's really kind of getting stuck in the back of my throat. And then to have the last name be
Because it
Palmer.
lasts too long.
Arnold.
Did you
like,
see
is it getting stuck in the back of your throat?
She said,
yes.
Half and half is an Arnold Palmer, but you add a little tequila, it's a Kiki Palmer. That was so
that was clever.
funny.
That was clever. Like that, I can get with that.
Me too.
I'll call
I'm
it
like,
a Kiki.
can I get a Kiki
That's
Palmer?
easy. That's easy to say. A Kiki Palmer.
Yeah.
Arnold
Lauren.
Palmer.
Anyway,
all I know is this. Just say what you want in your drink. Because if I'm behind my register and your plate say Florida and you come up asking for a McNugget Dugget, I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
Just say a half and half, baby. You're not in Kansas anymore.
Don't walk up to me. Can I get a down by the bay landslide? And it's like, I don't know what that entails. Can you explain? They're like, tea and lemonade. And it's like,
and then looking
I
at
would
you
rather
crazy.
you say tea and lemonade.
Can I get a flam over ice? What are you saying?
And it's like, y'all may say that at that one dive bar that's 2 feet down from your house, but we don't say that everywhere. Y'all don't even say that 2 miles down at the Ruby Tuesdays. So please leave us alone.
Just say what you want for real, because it's like
just
what you
list the ingredients.
The drinks earlier. Like at every restaurant they have the same drink, but it's called something different. Just say what's in the drink, because I don't. Over here it's called a special surprise. Over there it's called a tequila sunrise. I just need to know what's inside the drink so I can order it. Ooh. Speaking of pre-order Beyonce. Just kidding. I don't even know if her album is out for pre-order, but what is
it is.
You have some news to pre-order Beyonce's next album called drumroll please. I have no idea.
It's called Cowboy Carter.
Not a clever Carter, I'll give you that.
No. Pissed me right off. I saw it.
Cowboy
I said
Carter?
Cowboy Carter. We really don't feel like it.
I'm
Stop
not
playing
gonna
with me right
call it
now.
that. I'm not gonna call it that. What are we calling it instead?
I'll call it CC. I'll call it half and half. Like
Okay.
I'm not calling it a Arnold Palmer or
A Kiki Palmer or I forgot
I'm
what it
not
was
doing
called. What did you
any
say? Cowboy
Cowboy Carter. It's so hard to even think about. It's not memorable.
Cowboy
Cowboy
Carter?
Carter.
It sounds like a famous person's child's name. Cowboy
Well, come to find
Carter?
out, there's all this history about some Cowboy Carter person. But girl, we know this is about that man. Leave us alone. Why do you keep bringing him up?
Hey! Oh my gosh. I am so nutty that I'm forgetting that that's not even her. That's her married last name. Oh
It's
my gosh.
Cowboy
I
Nose
forgot.
is not what
That's
it
what I
said.
forgot. Cowboy
Cowboy
Carter.
Carter.
She should have called the
Girl.
Cowboy Giselle for all that. Like, girl,
But my thing
boo.
is, why are you bringing him up? And why are you
Why
putting
is
his
he in
name
it?
on something so solidified, like a
He's
project,
he's
an
from New
album?
York.
Cowboy Carter?
He's not
Leave
even a
me
cowboy.
alone. Leave me
Okay,
alone.
like my thing is this, even if there is a rich history of a true cowboy named Carter, um,
And I guess he was a
is your
singer.
album about him? Be for real.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care what the
Are
reference
we
is.
sampling his
It
music?
still don't make sense to me.
It's
Like,
not
I
clever. I don't
don't
like
like
it.
it. This ain't Texas. Like, we don't want it. If it's Cowboy Carter, we don't want it. Everyone's already preparing to make a new playlist with all the songs, however
Call it something
arranged,
else.
and calling it something
Exactly.
else. I don't want Cowboy Carter.
That's why I'm asking you, what are we calling it instead? Because there's no way people are gonna say, cue up Cowboy Carter.
No, they're not gonna queue up shit. Because when you type in Cowboy Carter and that pops up, it's like I'd rather
Maybe it's a
not.
joke. Maybe it's an early April Fool's. Do you
But
think
I'm
maybe?
thinking because the cover that she shows is not the official cover, or like the picture that came with it is not the official cover. So I'm hoping that when the cover is released, the album name has changed. But I know it won't. I know it won't.
Wait, where was this on Instagram?
Everywhere. Her website, she's doing
It
merch
wasn't on
already. You
Pinterest.
remember the boxes from Renaissance?
Yeah.
She's doing that again. Yeah.
Well, I won't have one.
No, I'm not
Let me
getting one.
see.
The shirt was cute though. The white shirt with the red, the black shirt was not cute. I don't know why people think that shirt is cute. I don't think the shirt was
Let me
cute,
look
but
up.
the white shirt with the red was cute. She has different album cover things for the box. Girl, keep your capitalism over there. Capitalism Carter. That's what y'all should have called it.
No, for real. First of
Cowboy
all,
capitalism.
oh no. Why would she call it Cowboy Carter? It don't even look good on the bio. But also, my thing is this: I'm on her Instagram page, and you know what? What that girl said about her bangs might have been right. I don't want to look at them anymore. I'm clicking out of that one. I'm gonna go to the next one. Um, wait, Carter. Jaden, when you said, "Oh, I'll tell you when we record," I thought it was gonna be something good.
No, I knew it was going to have this response because it's so bad and I hate it.
I thought it
But
was gonna be so good.
no, mama.
I'm feeling
But
so bad.
yeah, this ain't Texas. I love saying it like Nene said, this ain't Phaedra. That's why I keep saying like this
Yeah,
ain't Texas.
yeah. I mean, because it's really not. What is it? Why him? And does that mean we can expect him on the album?
Likely.
He doesn't even go here. He doesn't even. He is not even from the
Honestly, probably
South.
not. Now, I also imagine it may be like a love album, which would be quite lovely. Because we haven't had like a Beyonce love album since 4.
Maybe the girls don't want to be in love anymore. Maybe it's about self-love. Maybe it's
The
love about
problem
love
is
of community.
Community Carter. Like we just need something else.
Let right now just like fire off better alternatives for what it could have been called. You'll go first.
Giselle's Corner.
and that's going to evoke the sense of a country album.
But we're brainstorming, babe. This was just the beginning.
Okay, I'm gonna go with. Now this is we're brainstorming. So I did judge yours, but I hope you don't judge mine.
Okay.
I'm thinking, and it has to do with like the font and color you choose so that you can see the visual of it. It's called like Ye Hot Girl, like yeehaw, but it's Ye Hot Girl.
And because you asked me not to judge, I'm not going to. But please know how bad I want to. I'm thinking it could be like the fans had some. It was like Americana, Echoville, but even like what's the name of the street she was on? Like, there's plenty we could do.
I just feel like
Cowboy
maybe
Carter.
it could have been called like Enlightenment, because the Renaissance was the Age of Enlightenment. It's Act 2, or maybe Revolution.
I don't need her thinking she's the face of no revolution.
She isn't, but
not when there's a cop city being built every 15 minutes. I'm
not
sorry.
the blood diamond.
Maybe like Ranger or like.
What about LB? Like L as an EL, B, and then
LB. That's cute.
And then the cover is like the art or the video that she did for Texas Hold'em. Like with the what was that called? The teaser video? I don't even know. With like the cars and people just looking at the big waving sign.
Oh, the teaser. Yeah. Anything would have been better than that. I wish it was one word still, because I feel like Renaissance had such an impact. It's just like
that's what I'm saying.
And she could just did like Jersey. It's like
I mean, come on now. What if she called it like Giddy Up?
Giddy.
Okay, so basically we've had so much to say about how much we didn't like the album, but we can't come up with anything better. But you know what? We don't get paid to.
Thank you. And she developed it over 3 years.
And this is the bet. Okay.
And this is what you got. And you had Renaissance to figure it out. And the fans have given you 40 different names that they thought it could be. You could have picked one of them. This ain't Texas. Anyway,
what do you think? Like, I know the album is going to be good, but I just cannot call it that because it doesn't have a ring that I want. But you know what? I could potentially be making a liar out of myself, because stranger things have happened where you're like, oh my gosh, it don't hit. And next thing I know, it's the catchiest name I've ever heard is Cowboy Carter. In 2 years, I'm like, Cowboy Carter, Cowboy Carter. No. It might.
That happened to me earlier. That happened to me earlier, and I was saying it. I'm like, why can't I eat? And then I thought about like, I listened to the new Beyonce album. Oh no, I didn't know it came out. What's the name of it? Cowboy Carter.
I think I'm gonna pass on it because the reason I'm gonna pass on it is because it just sounds like a child to me. Like when I hear something Carter, something Carter, Blue Ivy Carter.
Yeah,
that's a child. Cowboy Carter, Blue Ivy Carter. Is she on it?
We don't know. We don't know anything besides Texas Hold'em 16 carriages, and it's called Cowboy Carter.
Here's what I need.
That's it. And it's coming out March 29th. So you got to go 2 weeks. I don't want to
upset anybody. 2 weeks? I got to get my hair done. I'm not ready. For me, it's like this. I know it's too late, and she's not going to hear this before she comes out with the album. She does listen to the podcast otherwise. I really don't want the features to be like random men who I'm not trying to hear. Like, you know how when you love a Beyonce album, but you got to skip through some stuff or skip over completely because it's like, oh, it was doing so good until that random man started singing. And it's not really random men. They're famous, but it's like, okay, but why is he in it?
And why is it always the man? I think we're going to get a Lady Gaga interaction.
Yes. Now that I could absolutely stand up for.
Yeah, because I
But I
need
also would like some
the
real
second
country
half.
girls, some real black country girls up in there. Even the ones that everybody's not checking for, especially the ones that everybody's not checking for.
This ain't Texas.
Cowboy Carter. I almost said Beyonce Carter again because Cowboy Carter is not. What's not clicking?
The sound of those words together. It could have been
The
like
keyboard.
Cowboys exhibition or like something.
Imagine you're in that boardroom all day. People are sweating, stressed, sleeves rolled up, coffee cups stacked in the trash. Guys, I got it. What if we just simply called it Cowboy Carter? And everybody's like, you're a genius. It was in front of us all along. You and I have been tied down, duct taped over in the corner.
Because I've been like,
terrible.
No, that's terrible. Let's not.
It's giving we must meet the deadline, Beyonce.
And-
if you don't choose an album today, if you don't choose the name today, we are not going to make the deadline. All right, just call it Cowboy Carter.
And I'm even getting text messages. The Carter family was a traditional American folk music group that recorded between 1927 and 1956. Their music had a profound influence on bluegrass, country, southern gospel pop, and rock music, as well as on the U.S. folk revival. I don't give a fuck. Like,
okay, but are they related to her?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry, that's not relevant. But my thing is, okay, is the album a full homage to them? Like,
let me. Are they largely credited
somebody else?
The Carter Scratch, who taught her that a black man named Leslie Riddle. And then up here, what's this one? During the 1920s and 1930s, Carter personified the image of the Texas cowboy in the national mind, an uninhibited storyteller, gambler, and drinker, generous with his money and quick to draw his 6-shooters. Let me tell you something.
I mean, there were so many album titles just in that paragraph. Uninhibited mind, gambler, riddle, gun. Ciao.
Can I just say?
Just kidding. Oh, sorry,
if you have to give me a dissertation, I don't fucking want it.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you have to explain your joke, it's not funny. If you have to tell me why this album cover or this album title is good,
it's not good. And
whatever happened to accessibility?
Because what you're doing is you say Cowboy Carter, and then you watch everyone's faces start to frown, and then now everyone's putting out Wikipedia pages. What the fuck is going on? I don't care about from 1926 to 1959. It is 2024, and I don't want the shit. I don't want it to be called Cowboy Carter. And the album's gonna eat. I know it's gonna eat. But bitch, call it Cowboy Hat or something. To call it Cowboy Carter is absolutely bananas. And
I know.
You have a few more weeks to change it, and we won't be mad. I understand.
I didn't even know that it was called that. She could change it.
I understand you did the rollout. I understand you announced it. It's probably on a bunch of shit, but there's time because it's on the merch, so it's stuck like glue. That's what you could have called it. Stuck like glue.
Now that's a good song.
That is a
country
good song.
That song slaps down.
And she sang with them. I meant to show you that too. They performed I forget what song they were performing, and then they were performing a Beyonce song, and then she came out and sang it with them. Sure did. Sugarland featuring Beyonce. Pull it up. It's a live performance, and they ran it.
So when you had the opportunity to share,
oh God, I forgot. But I blessed over something else. Something actually way better.
You did.
Something way better.
You did. Yeah, that did change. That changed a lot of lives that night.
Girl, your whole astrology chart shifted.
Yeah, it became a sun essentially.
Okay.
So that was the catch. Obviously, there's so much happening. Some stuff that's really exciting, I'm sure. Some stuff that's like horrible and just, oh my gosh. Like, obviously, stay tapped into what's going on in other places
yeah.
besides America, tapped into Palestine and the Congo and Hawaii
Haiti.
and
It's a lot going on in Haiti right
definitely
now.
you saw with the prime minister. I was just reading an article before I got on here. Just look into those things, tap into those things, because like this podcast is just for he's and haws. Sometimes it is for a little highlight and review, but you gotta get your news from somebody else. Jaden and I, we tired.
Exhausted.
And I missed it. And you could tell we're tired because we're about to move into Thank Me Later, and there's only 2 things written down. Not 2 things each, 2 things total. Now that's something I would do.
Mm-hmm.
I thought for sure I was going to write down one thing, and Jada was going to be like, "Well, I guess I'll carry the team again, baby." His barely got this down. So now it's time for Thank Me Later. This is where Jaden and I are like, and somehow we've reached an hour and 30 minutes, and what was discussed. Right. Quesadillas. Come on now. No, it's time for Thank Me Later. This is where Jaden and I are like, okay, we're doing this thing. You need to be doing this thing. Oh, you haven't heard of this thing? Here you go. My first one is it's giving, you've heard of this thing. I'm just here to give you a friendly reminder. And it's really mostly for myself. We got to drink our water. It doesn't work to just have the bottle on your desk or sitting next to you. Osmosis doesn't work like that yet. You do have to drink it. This is for me. Remember, this is not me like trying to be nutty. This is for me. You do have to drink it. All of it. And then get some more.
Yes.
The next thing is this. It's not enough, similarly, to just have the chapstick in your pocket. You have to put it on. And remember how you said, oh, Scorpios love to not eat. You know what else? I'm good for, let me just wait and just put on the chapstick in a minute. Maybe you're lit. Just put it on right now. It takes 2 seconds. Just put it on real quick. And then by the time I do, it's giving scrapey, scratchy lips. And that's not my character. That's not my truth. I have just been really slacking in that department. So if you're listening to this, Amira, and everybody else, drink the water and put on the chapstick. Jaden, what's your Thank Me Later?
Absolutely, to both of your points. Now, do you have insurance now?
What did you just say to me? In front of all these people, really. So when I say no, then what?
Oh, you still no?
Girl, I just got this job. Can I allow the benefits to benefit?
Oh, sorry.
I just got to corporate. Do I have insurance? I can't wait till you turn 26. I'm going to ask you.
What's funny is my mom is already starting to look at potentially keeping me on till the rest of my life.
Oh, that was so good for her. Yeah, she really should. If she can, she should absolutely do that for you.
And she worked for the state, so.
Oh, girl.
That's a good
till the wheels fall off, please.
And when they do fall off, I'll be insured to cover it. Okay. But I only ask because Scorpio, girl, go get them checkups. Scorpio is a sign of underlying health conditions. Go get them checkups, baby.
It must be. I am in such the allowing time to just self-correct things. I'm like, oh my gosh, my neck was hurting for 2 weeks and now it's not. I guess I'm fixed.
So my moment of the week. Doctor. I mean, my Thank Me Later. My moment of the week. Accurate. My Thank Me Later is my good sister, because as we know, my name is Jaden Grande, and the boy is mine. But before he was mine, he was my sister's, Ariana, and we. Hold on.
Back up. Familial men?
Well, no. We're just gonna retract that statement and just enter into a new one. Ariana Grande has released her 7th studio album called Eternal Sunshine. And if the girls know, Yes and I'm pretty sure I mentioned Yes and on the pod at some point. It's a cute gay bop, Yes and, very 80s house Madonna-esque sound. Very fun, very cute, very kind. The full album has released, and when I tell you has been addicting, because it's only like 36 minutes. And I feel like certain albums, when they're shorter, you tend to hit play again sooner. Like you'll listen to it because it's so short. It's so good, and everyone who has listened to it so far, I've seen like quality reviews and good reviews, and it's a really solid body of work, and it's a fun in the headphones, fun out loud, cute jam. Also, like by the time you get to the end, you're gonna be crying, but the last song brings it back to life. So yeah, it's really like after Yes and cry, and then let's turn back up, and that's it. You know, we're not there for long, but we came up on such a high that those tears may not fully drench until the third version of themselves. But yes, please go enjoy Eternal Sunshine. I haven't seen the movie, but I do want to watch the movie. I also watched American Fiction this weekend. Also watched 27 Dresses. Also finished Avatar: The Last Airbender, the original show, not the fake one. Well, or the new one. I love 27 Dresses.
Get on, because I used to have the DVD. Get out of here, please.
I love it. I also feel like the main, I literally had her name. What's her name?
Katherine Heigl.
Miss Heigl. She said that like she's hard to work with. Like she's one of those actresses. But I'm very anti that, because they be saying people's hard to work with, and then they be the only good person on the set. So when you hear stuff like that, ignore it, unless you know it's like allegations, child, of like, you know. But yeah, go enjoy the hike, and go watch American Fiction. They won an Oscar.
Not you trying to conjure up thank me laters because I only had one, and now you selling
and go to use fmovies.to for your. It's a little glitchy. Like every time you click something, ads will pop up. But by the time you get to what you want to watch, it'll just be easy breezy.
You can also do fmovie.inc with a K.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. What were you going to share with me?
I thought that was the one you had.
No. And, you know, I airplayed it to my
You
TV,
have like 30.
Great. And I never had to go past the first one, which was fmovies.to.
Remember in college when it was 1, 2, 3 movies? Like, oh my gosh. And then they shut it down. I was pissed.
We had a different life back then. This has been an episode of Ciao. Anyway.
You can listen to Ciao anyway, wherever you listen to your podcasts.
We drop new episodes every week.
Like, share, subscribe, rate and review only if it's 5 stars. If it's not 5 stars, leave it 5 stars anyway, but then email us what you really wanted to say.
Yeah. Make sure you comment and subscribe on YouTube. Drink water and wear chapstick. You can do it at the same time. And then go to, once you're done drinking water, put your chapstick on.
Right.
And while you're doing that, stream Eternal Sunshine for clear skin. Bye.
Bye.